What if I told you that a soda could change the course of American business? In the 1980s, a battle brewed not just for market share, but for the very soul of American consumer culture. This was the era of the Cola Wars, where Coca-Cola and Pepsi clashed in a marketing frenzy that would redefine how brands engage their audiences. As we dive into this fierce rivalry, prepare to uncover strategies that not only captivated consumers, but also transformed marketing tactics forever. Stay tuned, because the secret tactics that turned the tide in this cola conflict may surprise you. The Cola Wars ignited not in a flash, but through decades of competition. It all began in the late 1800s with the birth of Coca-Cola, a drink that would soon take the world by storm. But by the 1980s, the battlefield was set for a dramatic twist. Enter Pepsi, armed with a bold strategy that turned the soda industry on its head. No longer just a rival, Pepsi became a beacon of youth and modernity, challenging Coca-Cola's long-standing dominance. This audacious shift raised the stakes. How would this clash redefine consumer loyalty and reshape the soda landscape forever? In 1975, Pepsi sparked a marketing wildfire with the audacious Pepsi Challenge, a taste test that forced consumers to pick a side. Picture the astonishment when many chose the sweeter taste of Pepsi over the legendary Coca-Cola, shaking the very foundations of brand loyalty. Amid this unexpected trend, Coca-Cola was left in a frenzy, desperate to reclaim its crown in the beverage arena. But here's the million-dollar question. What bold moves would Coca-Cola make in response? Would they dare to innovate, or stubbornly cling to their past? As tensions escalated, consumers began to rethink their loyalties. Who would emerge victorious in this epic showdown? Coca-Cola wasn't about to back down. In response to the Pepsi challenge, they launched their own campaign, introducing a new formula known as New Coke in 1985. The idea was simple: create a sweeter version to compete directly with Pepsi's flavor. However, this bold move backfired spectacularly. Loyal Coca-Cola drinkers were outraged, and the backlash was immediate. This miscalculation revealed just how deeply consumers were attached to their brands. Could Coca-Cola recover from this misstep, or was this the beginning of the end? Just 3 months after the storm of New Coke's debut, Coca-Cola made waves by resurrecting its iconic original formula as Coca-Cola Classic. Picture this: grocery aisles flooded with jubilant fans, their arms thrust skyward, clutching those classic glass bottles like prized trophies, faces beaming with pure elation. This wasn't merely a product comeback. It ignited a wave of nostalgia, sparking joy that echoed across generations. Coca-Cola didn't just reclaim its heritage, it reshaped the entire Cola Wars landscape. But amidst the jubilant celebrations, what sly strategies was Pepsi concocting to turn this upheaval to its own advantage? As the Cola Wars heated up, both Pepsi and Coca-Cola turned to the allure of celebrity endorsements to capture consumer hearts. Pepsi dazzled audiences with icons like Michael Jackson and Madonna, branding itself as the go-to drink for the youthful and fashionable. In stark contrast, Coca-Cola tapped into nostalgia, weaving classic Americana into its campaigns. This clash of strategies not only defined their brand identities, but also raised a critical question: how impactful are these celebrity endorsements really? Do they forge genuine connections with today's consumers, or are they merely fleeting moments in a sea of marketing noise? As competition intensified, both Coca-Cola and Pepsi took daring leaps in their advertising strategies. Coca-Cola's heartwarming tales of unity stood in stark contrast to Pepsi's bold pop culture imagery and infectious jingles. But this innovation came with risks. Remember Pepsi's infamous Kendall Jenner campaign? A misstep that backfired spectacularly, leading to public backlash and questioning the authenticity of their message. This incident not only underscored the potential pitfalls of such bold moves, but also raised the stakes for brands everywhere. Were these strategies truly groundbreaking, or merely desperate attempts to outshine each other? The marketing rivalry reached its pinnacle during the Super Bowl, where both brands unleashed their most ambitious campaigns. Coca-Cola's "I'd like to buy the world a Coke" ad became an iconic moment, promoting unity and peace. Meanwhile, Pepsi countered with flashy, star-studded spectacles, showcasing the likes of Britney Spears and Beyoncé. These ads not only entertained, but they also embodied each brand's identity. The Super Bowl became a battleground for consumer hearts and minds. But did this high-stakes gamble pay off? As the 1980s came to a close, both Coca-Cola and Pepsi emerged with invaluable lessons. They discovered that consumer engagement goes beyond just product quality. It's about brand identity and emotional connection. This realization set the stage for modern marketing strategies, emphasizing storytelling and relatability. Brands learn to listen to their customers and adapt accordingly. What strategies can we take away from these lessons, and how can they be applied to today's marketing landscape? Fast forward to today, and the Cola Wars continue in new forms. The rivalry has expanded beyond just two brands. Health-conscious consumers have shifted preferences towards healthier beverages, and brands have had to adapt rapidly. Coca-Cola and Pepsi have diversified their portfolios, launching new products that cater to this evolving market. The dynamics of competition have transformed, but the core lessons about consumer engagement remain. What does this mean for the future of marketing? The legacy of the Cola Wars echoes through time, influencing not just beverage marketing, but the entire business world. The strategies developed during this intense rivalry laid the groundwork for how brands interact with consumers today. From the importance of brand loyalty to the power of emotional storytelling, these lessons resonate across industries. As new companies emerge, they will undoubtedly look back at the Cola Wars for inspiration. What will the next chapter of brand rivalry look like? As we conclude our journey through the Cola Wars, it's clear that this was more than just a rivalry between two soda brands. It was a transformative period that redefined marketing and consumer relationships. The strategies that emerged from this era continue to influence how brands engage with their audiences. So next time you reach for a soda, remember that you're part of the story that changed the business landscape forever. What will your brand story be? Now that you know how the Cola Wars reshaped marketing forever, it's time to take these lessons into your own business strategy. Whether you're a marketer, entrepreneur, or simply a consumer, understanding these dynamics gives you an edge. Engage with your audience, tell your story, and build that emotional connection. The power of marketing lies in its ability to change perceptions and behaviors. What will you do with this knowledge? Share your thoughts in the comments below. By now, you should have a clear understanding of how the Cola Wars reshaped modern marketing tactics and brand management. From innovative campaigns to emotional storytelling, the strategies that emerged from this battle continue to influence businesses today. Remember, it's not just about the product. It's about the connection you build with your audience. The Cola Wars were more than just a competition. They were a masterclass in marketing that still teaches us today. As we navigate a rapidly changing business landscape, let's carry forward the lessons learned from this legendary showdown. What will your brand's legacy be?